You don't need another lead magnet form. You need something that actually gives back to people that are signing up to your services. This isn't just a simple handout. This is taking the inputs that they provide and then giving something that's tailored towards them while capturing the data so that you can use it in the future going forward, should you wish. This here we're going to explain why this sort of capture form beats the standard handout generation system that people have and allows you to have leads that can actually act upon your insights on day one, should they wish. Most forms, they just take an email and a name, they give you a handout, which you then got to go through. This actually provides something which is relating directly towards them. It's taking their inputs and putting it through AI so they can actually have something that is useful, personable towards them. So be it if you're selling houses, cars, if you're a coach of any sort, be it fitness, nutrition, financial, whatever field or market you're in, be it you're selling a product or a service, this could be beneficial for you. Now for this, I've used N8N and Airtable alongside I'm using Gemini as the AI here, but you can swap these out for your tech stack should you wish. You can use any form builder that you know in Google Forms, Typeform, whatever one you prefer, Superbase or Google Sheets, and then of course any AI that you prefer, Claude, ChatGPT, whatever you feel that is beneficial or works best for you. But I've done this simply because it's within my tech stack and cost effective. So let's get into it. So here we have a form and we've just simply got the name and the email, and I've done some CSS in here to capture this. All I did was I put into Perplexity my website, and then I got it to copy how my website looks and then create a CSS form styling for this. So then if I click execute, you'll see here it comes with the form. Very simple. It's just got the name and email. So I can put this in now. And so normally when it's going through it, it'll just bring up the next form. It would bring up this one down here. But here now we're going to go through all of the steps and show what it can do. So here we're now updating the database. So I'll now go into the database. Here I've got the database, which has the respondents. And so you can see this has just been filled out now. And so this is me, and these are the people I've been capturing. And once it's captured the details, we're then going to pull the records of what's going to be put into the form. And this is pretty intuitive as it allows you to change it whenever you want. And here I've got persona info, and I filled it out with all the individual tasks that I want people to do. And then I've given a description of those tasks. So then people can be allowed to create the forms as and when they want. The great thing about having this in Airtable as well, or somewhere separate, is that you can change this whenever you want. So if you want the form to be updated to have different tasks, different descriptions, you can do this from here and easily swap them out should you wish. And vice versa, as it's within this records here, if I decided, let's say I pre-made a load of different ones, one for housing, one for cars, one for financials, one for nutrition, whatever, I could swap them out so that different questionnaires could go into the form as and when I want, should I wish. After this, we're then going to aggregate the data so that it comes across as one item, very simple, and then we're going to feed it into the form. Here we can see it then brings up the form. This again, I've had some CSS added to it so that it will go through the various stages. So we're going to fill this out now briefly, just so that it will pull through the data. I'm just going to be doing food items because obviously I love food a lot. Okay, maybe that one's a bit dark at the end. Anyway, once those answers are submitted, you would hope that they would fill them out a lot more because it relies upon them giving good answers. Hence why I'm giving quite decent sized descriptions so that people can feed this a good amount of information and get something valuable in return. And I'm just going to feed it some basic code. This code just allows it to be read going forward. It breaks out into 9 items. Again, I just asked Perplexity for this. We're then going to aggregate them. So again, it comes across in one item, and this will then be fed into the database. This takes all the answers. You can see all the answers here. and these then are captured inside Airtable. So if we go back to the Airtable, we've got the responses, and here you can see I've gotten one tab for each individual response, which can then be fed into the AI system. Now you could generate and feed them straight into the AI system right away, should you wish. But in this case, I felt like it was beneficial to have them captured because let's say you've asked a very specific question. You've asked, where are you going to be driving your car the most, for example, like in a city, in rural areas, on mountains. You're going to want to know that answer so that you can provide to them the best selection or the best cars that would be suitable for them. So this allows you to really tailor your results. We're then going to update this. We'll see here that it's already got me in there, so it's now just updating these. So they've now all been updated. And then once that's been updated, we're then going to feed it into the system. This part can be, of course, edited to you as well. So here I've just put an AI persona for marketing and sales. So you would change this out depending on what you want to happen. If you wanted to build a nutrition plan for someone, you would change that out to a nutrition plan. You would make sure it avoids certain things, includes others. If you want to do a financial plan for someone, same principle. If you wanted to do recommendations based upon housing or purchasing of any product, hair products, beauty products, you name it, you would obviously build this out to create the right prompts so that it would give information back to the person needed. Once you build that out, you just click execute. And so now it'll go ahead and think of what the persona is going to be for this individual. And so you can start to imagine how many potential benefits this is going to have over time. Once that's then built out, and we can then feed it into Airtable. So it'll just be captured and you'll have this information here. And then lastly, of course, it will be emailed. So here you can see this then gets fed into Airtable. And so it's called this one Zest. We can see all the jobs to be done, voice style, the background, values, boundaries, ideal clients, flags, summaries. And then here is generated actually questions and actually answers to them as well. Obviously, the better the answers that you provide it, the better the output is going to be. In this case, so just giving it some very quick test information, it's not going to be so good, but you can fill these out quite detailed and then it will give you something that is incredibly valuable back to you. And then of course, this is just emailed over, it will be sent through. Obviously, this has not been formatted in the best way, so that could probably be amended and changed so that it'll be sent over in a nice email. So it actually come across like this, because here you can see it's got all nice spacing, so that actually looks good. So we would have to do something probably in here with some CSS to make it actually look nice, or HTML or whatever. This is my AI enhanced form builder, which allows people to get tailored information, personal information for themselves, and allows you to qualify them right off the bat while giving something actually valuable in return. Let me know if you have any questions. More than happy to learn more. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing what you do with this. Thank you.